Hey people, Intrude here, welcome back to the Elite League show. We have the other round one match here. Kicking off on Vulcan Pits, we have BBBOS on the blue side with an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee combat, but can get specialized ranged weapons along Inquisitor being shot to pieces. Can't quite get in there. Are we going to see looters as well? Maybe. Oh, there's more guardsmen. I think you just upgrade your shooters here and go tier 2 because you don't want to be left behind. The tech game, IG can get very quick and effective tier 2s, like 6-7 minutes with good sentinel play and not losing too many guards on. They can get that 7-minute tier 2 into Chimera and cause all sorts of trouble. I keep thinking these red marks on the map are units, but they're just weird crater things. Sentinel got the decap, of course it did. Where's the other shooter boys? Oh, they're right there. These guys do have their big shooters. And there's a whole bunch of DACA. And electric armor, of course. That can make a big difference here. Gets the guardsmen out of the way very quickly. And I guess you switch targets to the guardsmen now, but they're behind heavy cover. It's a good map this, isn't it, for sentinel play? Relatively open in the mid, you've got these heavy cover tank traps for your guardsmen. Not a whole lot to get caught up on as a sentinel. We've got shooter boys on the southeastern VP, and they are forced off. Inquisitor getting in there with a plasma pistol, a fancy plasma pistol that she starts with. Mech boy got stomped and is persuaded to leave. Spotters on the way for BBBOS. Did not expect to see another unit. by the spotters. They've shaved their heads, or it's all fallen out from stress. But they know how to point at things to make mortars come in, don't they? Now Hive Minion looking depleted all of a sudden. More spotters on the way. That must be a mistake from BBBOS. Getting a power bash. Doing a good job with the lasguns, those fellas. Inquisitor, meanwhile, is on the western side, capping things. Electric armor puts so much pressure on the energy of the mech boy. He just teleports in here to tie things up. Sentinel gets a stomp. And spotters are persuaded to leave. They did save the node, if nothing else. Tier 2 though for BBBOS. I don't think the shooters that went down were upgraded, or maybe they were. The others have big shooters. There's that mech boy left hook. And an overhand smash. And there's electric armor. It's killing them slowly. They do get the cap though. Guardsmen just do not care. Couldn't stop it. But they do get away. Meanwhile, Inquisitors capping up the northern VP. Are you guys going to try and stop her? No. I guess they want to stop the power first, eh? There's tier 2 for BBBOS. Hive Minion did replace the shooter boys. And there's a Wat. There's going to be a good spotter shell here. Looks like it's going to hit the sluggers. Some good damage and big knockback strength there. And there's a smoke shell coming in. Triple cap here for BBBOS. Orcs getting into some fisticuffs. Who needs sluggers for some melee? There's left hooks. There's the Chimera, of course. Yeah, that was like a 6-minute tier 1, I think. Oh, GG says Hive Minion. Oh, it's a Baneblade, not a Chimera, dumbass. Baneblade, Bane Wolf. Get it right, Indrid. Eventually you'll get there. That would have just absolutely wrecked all these shooter boys and stuff. And the mech boy got level 2 and a level 1 Inquisitor. Well, there you have it, guys. I'll see you in Game 2. It's a best of 5 series, of course. Hey people, Indrid here, back with Game 2 of this Round 1 Elite League matchup. It's Outer Reaches, and we've got BBBOS back, who won the first game with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support, up against Hive Minion switching to the Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Starts off with a ranged weapon. Good old Outer Reaches. Lots of people complain that it's too big. Favors Eldar with their gates and other shenanigans, but hey, Ravener has a tunnel. Several tunnels, in fact. I'm not sure how many they can maintain at once. It's got quite a long cooldown these days, I think. Dire Vendors coming for that central power. We got some Howling Banshees for BBBOS, power melee weapons, all that good stuff. Spore Mines coming out early. And of course, double Termagants. They've grabbed those awkward right in the corner wreck points. And looks like the Raven... Oh, looks like Termagants are going to go for the contested VP. Might change their mind though when the Destructor comes out. Here's that Warlock. Getting shots in. I thought he was going to stand behind the heavy cover there and shoot the Destructor. There it is. Was going for the Hormagaunts specifically. Banshees coming in now. And now the Hormagaunts weakened by the Destructor. Banshees can mop them up with Dire Avenger support. Kept them in combat way too long there, Hive Minion, but they do get away. And did some good damage to the Banshees in the end. Double Termagants now trying to fight them. No Toxin Sacs, so they can't cripple things yet. Ravener Alpha getting stuck into melee. Perhaps we'll see that crippling Talon. Spore Mines in retreat path. There we go. Doing some damage over time to the Howling Banshees. I believe they do cause damage on detonation as well. It's not just the damage over time. I'm not sure how much it is. Doesn't seem like a huge amount. There we go. That did alright. Well played, Hive Minion. Turn that around with the sneaky spawn mines there. Decent destructor at the end. And the Warlock gets away. Shuriken Cannon there cancelled. Using their resources to reinforce stuff first. Here comes a Warrior Brood for Hive Minion to provide some synapse. And perhaps a Barb Strangler to help with the Banshees. And of course that Warlock. Although he has a tendency, that's the word I was looking for, to just jump on you when you fire the Barb Strangler and then knock you over while it's still in the air. Webway goes up. Here are the Warrior Brood fellas. Those scary looking claws. They do have power melee DPS. Banshees have found some Hormagaunts though. Generally a fight they're going to win unless the Hormagaunts are upgraded maybe. Here comes the Immolator. I believe this was changed in 2.9.2 to have some damage over time on its ranged attack as well. Not just the melee attacks, which is interesting. It didn't even seem to attack there. It just jumped on the Termigan and it burned to death. No sign of a Barb Strangler yet, but it is 25 power, I think. So may not have had it at any point to afford it. We do see Aspect on the way. Has found the tunnel, takes it down. Banshees get that cap. Might be able to set up a little pincer here, but there goes a pincer from Hive Minion. Spawn mines one side, a whole army the other, getting out of the tunnel. There's the immolation. Grenades miss. And warriors alongside the Hormagaunts able to get in and do some nom nom. Banshees couldn't get in there in time to help. We do have one lot of toxin sacks. If I can select them, there we go. So there is a crippling poison in there. Most likely we're going to see both of them grab it. There we go. Other ones on the way. No war gear yet for the Ravener. And the Warlock, of course, has his fiery sword thing. Hormagaunts on the power. Gets on it nice and quick here, Hive Minion. It's a really good engagement getting this off it. There's the Immolator. Can we see it set things on fire? I'm not sure if it actually... Oh, there we go. I was going to say I'm not sure if it actually has a visual effect or if it just does mysterious damage over time. But it looks like it does literally set them on fire. Banshee's getting in a bit too far away from their stuff. Destructor could even this up. Ah, it misses. I think it mostly missed there. Banshees not focusing the warriors. They were just trying to chop down the Hormagaunts there. They did get away 3 models. Hormagaunts also get away 4 models. Warrior Brood being a Synapse creature will cause a Synapse backlash if they lose models, which would mess up those Hormagaunts. Chopping up this Warlock though. Oh, double grenades. Did spot it in time, Hive Minion. Just couldn't get those guys moving quickly enough. And there's a sneaky Shuriken Cannon around the back. Forces off Hive Minion's blob of nids. And now it's BBBO's turn to get capping things. Banshees with the aspect of what? Fleetness? Yep. Those cool mirror power swords. Level 2 Warlock. And Hardened Carapace for the Ravener Alpha. Grants Borrow. Which I don't think it drains energy or anything. You can just stay under there indefinitely. More health, more energy regen. Not bad. There's no rangers to spot him, of course. Shuriken Cannon grabbing the mid. There's a webway at the top now. I assume, yeah, they took down the tunnel that was there. And another tunnel goes down in the southwest. Krypton Poison. The Banshees deals with them. Immolator goes in. And the Destructor can be such a nasty combo. No Barb Strangling. Using these guys in melee. They've done well so far, those warriors. Sends their atrocities against you, that's for sure. Special attack from the... Can they get a model there, this Warlock? Fancy special, but gets knocked over himself. There's that Ravener. Are you gonna... There we go. Just building tension before he sprang up there. Grenade. Uh-oh. Tried to split the Termagants then. I think he got his control groups mixed up a bit. And they kind of ran into each other rather than away from each other. But they're okay. These fellas still have 4 models, they're okay. Tier 2 around about the same time. I think BWS a little bit quicker looking at those Tier 2s going on. Hive Minion nodes this power. Formagants almost ran into some Dire Avengers there. Would have been bad for the Dire Avengers. Banshee's bringing up the rear. There's a Crippling Poison. Can they get some DPS on? They try to. Formagants not respond. There we go. There's a washout from the aspect. The aspect of fleetness. There we go. Getting in there. There's power melee kicks. Web wave being used. And forces off the Termagants and the Formagants. Here's the Warrior Brood. And a good old leap. Banshee's all of a sudden in trouble. Warrior Brood do drop a model. They almost finished off the Banshees. That's a burrowed Ravener. Not going to be able to chase them down. Not going to be able to chase them down. If the Ravener was firing all that time, they might have been able to get it done, but I think they were being suppressed maybe by the Shuriken. It's close. Very close. Going after the power now. Warlock with his weird fiery sword. How much more painful would these fights have been if the Hormagaunts had their adrenal glands? Hey, here's a Tyrant Guard from Hive Minion. Did it break any tunnels as it left the base? I think it broke one. Always does that. 350 to 373. 2-to-1 cap for the Eldar. Warrior Brood need to be very careful here. Getting their adrenal glands. On the power. I don't think they will. I don't think so. I don't think Hive Minion is even going to try. These guys can maybe grab that wreck point. Wraith Lord goes for the shoulder-mounted Shuriken. And Hive Minion is nowhere near getting a Venom Brood or something. I mean, it has heavy melee from the Warriors, but they can't stand against a Wraith Lord. And look at that. All top jumping over the whole map. And gets to the VP. Gonna be a big swing here. Boom. Killed 2 Termagants. They stopped in shock for a second. Uh oh, Banshee's in retreat path. And a Warlock in retreat path. And down they go. Autark couldn't quite finish the cap. Hive Minion now behind in things. Very well timed power bash and lockdown there from BBBOS as everyone went to tier 2 and wanted things. Darren Guard can just walk through Shuriken Fire. Wraith Lord can smack it around though, and we saw what the Banshees can do if they can get on the Tyrant Guard 1v1. What is it targeting here? It looks like it's going after the Autark. Oh, it's charging out. Now it's going after the Autark. And now it's just leaving. Cormagaunts and Warriors in on the Banshees. It's a good special though. And special attacks win melee fights, dropping 2 models in quick succession. Warrior Brood do escape. Here comes some Rippers. I think these guys have a small speed debuff on here. I'm not sure if it stacks. I assume it stacks. It's like a few % or something. Corrosive Devourer is up for the Raven Alpha. Did not get a Venom Brood there. I'm not sure if this alone is going to be enough. But they can't afford everything. Uh-oh. Ravener's being chased back. Tyranid base defense is not always the most reliable. Banshees, though, are wiped out. Went in hard for that Raven Alpha kill. Couldn't quite pull it off. And the Venom Brood is on the way now. Tier 3 for BBBOS has tons of requisition. Current Guard forcing off the Shuriken. Can they deal with the Wraith Lord right here, right now, Hive Minion? Venom Brood are going to hit the field in time. Current Guard is doing good damage. Warrior Brood doing good damage. And down it goes. Corrosive Devourer also helping out, of course. Triple cap here for BBBOS, but some big losses as they go tier 3. Are they going to cancel tier 3 now after those losses? I mean, they have almost the entire map. So I guess it's still the thing to do. Decent grenade. Warlock gets away, as do the Dire Avengers. And there it is, Venom Brood. Weren't even needed in the end. Meanwhile, Raven Alpha trying to put some VP pressure on. Couldn't quite get there on the natural. Shuriken suppresses them. Autark doing some work in melee. Can they get one more hit? Maybe. She's so quick on her feet, and they do. Raven Alpha goes down. Maybe a quick burrow there to try and escape under infiltration as it is. Oh no. Did BBBOS just drop something else? I don't see bodies anywhere. No, that's all they had, right? I think so.
Support structure complete.
See a council on the way for BBBOS. 324 to 213 on the VPs. Hive Minion hitting back. Can they deal with a Seer Council alongside that Autark? Level 6 Warlock. Venom Brood doing some power bashing. Not much else for them to shoot at now. Got one. I love that little pause the Autark has before she jumps in. She's really making sure she has her distances. A really good grenade. But can't quite get a model off those guys. Perfectly timed, basically. Autark might jump in here. Nope. There's the Immolator. Big damage on that Warrior Brood potentially here. Oh, the Autark goes onto the Tyrant Guard. I was not expecting that. If the Autark was... There we go. And here comes a Seer Council. The Autark was attacking the Warrior Brood at that time. They would have dropped models, I think. Seer Council, though, are going after the Tyrant Guard, which goes into Shield Wall, and there's no anti-vehicle here. Autark could switch to the fusion gun. There's that pause before the jump again. Raven Alpha back to his feet. Well, back on his weird tail thing. Genestealer Brood is on the way for Hive Minion. Some melee superiority against this really powerful melee squad, the Seer Council. And they're going to have that melee synapse. In they go. Capillary Tower put up to help a potential chase, I think. Oh, it's to help the Tyrant Guard come in. Oh, there's Catalyst on the Gene Stealers. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's the Global of the Ravener that doubles the damage of a unit, but also drains their health. And as you can see on Gene Stealers, it can be insane. Absolutely insane. City Council got nommed. And he's getting some more for some reason, BBBOS. 271 to 201. Hyphen has turned it around, that's for sure. And he still needs VPs, of course. Keeping the Gene Stealers near the Warrior Brood for that melee synapse. And of course, they gain health on every hit these days. Uh-oh. Haven't been able to get... I don't think they've got a single decap over here, the Tyranids. Warlock's always ready with his fire. They are getting the contested, though. I'm not sure if Hyvenia realizes there is a webway up there. They saw the Seer Council coming from the top, but they might have just assumed they flanked around with their fleet of foot and stuff. 271 to 181. Gene Stealers going all infiltrated like when they're idle. Now messing up this Warlock. They have 90 melee skill when they're in melee synapse because of the plus 10, which is pretty nuts. Oh, Seer Council have been cancelled in favour of an avatar. Level 4 Ravener. Not sure these Dire Avengers are going to get on that VP, fellas. Might need to use that web weight to sneak up there with something. Not giving up though. And they do have enough for a nuke, BBBOS. On the power now, it's a good time to get on it. Not much left to defend. Here comes that Warlock. It's going to take a while. Gormagaunt's almost level 3. And with the Venom Brood there, as you can see, doing a pretty good job bashing. Good amount of tunnels now through the mid and on the natural VP. Not sure they're going to be able to get one on this eastern side though. And of course tunnels aren't infiltrated like webways are. Immolator and just allowed to just waltz up to the Venom Brood there. Gonna get a model and they do. There's that Synapse Backlash. Warlock levels to 7. They have the Faltru's Wing. And they did not get away. Where's the avatar? There you are. The Footsteps of Fire. I mean, if the Gene Stealers can avoid the Wrath of Cain and the Wailing Doom, which is easier said than done, they should be able to tear through it pretty well. Gonna get a big swing on the Ravener. Boom. Got a almost full bash. There's the Wailing Doom, slightly misaligned. Trying to hit those retreating Tyranids. 203 to 181. Tyrant Guard shield walling straight on the VP there. More Gene Stealers on the way. It's gonna be fun. Pretty cheap now, look at that. 350.45. I remember when they were like 450.60 or something. Avatar just stepping on the tunnels. Right Lance, is that? It is. It's a bit weird. Expected Carnifexes perhaps. Or to try and shoot down the Tyrant Guard, but might have been helpful to stop the Gene Stealers running everywhere. There's the Wrath of Cain. Massive knockback strength, but it takes so long. Oh, there's Catalyst on the Gene Stealers again. But looks like they weren't... Yeah, I think you want to save it for when you're actually locked in with something. Toe to toe. Use it a little bit early there. Getting a decap are some Dire Avengers. They might get caught by something though. This Tyrant Guard. Not afraid of no avatar. And some more Gene Stealers here. Dodging the Wailing Doom. Here's a drop. Is it without number? Oh, it's the Raveners. It's some Raveners. Getting a burrow just to get onto the VP. I think he could have just slithered up there a bit quicker, fellas. Gene Stealers so dangerous. Here's some more Seer Council. Oh, they killed one with their weird Eldar magic fingers. Got a decap, did the Raveners. Avatar's down to like half hit points here. But he's ready to roll. Can he actually hit them with the Wrath of Cain though? Hive Minion seems to be hyper aware of trying to dodge those abilities. And as soon as I say that, doesn't dodge the Wailing Doom. Looks like they're okay. The Gene Stealers weren't really hit super flush. And Avatar's going to get taken out. There we go. Warlock is not getting involved. He's just shooting his fiery lightning stuff. And this is a bad fight for the Seer Council. These are double Gene Stealers on here. Eldritch wipes out one of the Gene Stealers, I think. No, they're still alive. There they are. But looks like BBBOS has conceded. Good turnaround by Hive Minion. Got some kills at vital times. That Banshee chase into base was like the turning point. And that Wraithlord went down also near base. Wanted to see a melee Revenant, but I guess not. We had the Burrow Trap at the end. Look at that. And I'll see you in game 3. That's 1-1 now. Hey people, Injured here, back with game 3 of this round 1 matchup. We are at Dills Forge and it's a chaos mirror. The camera freaking out as it always does. There we have a Plague Champion for BBBOS. Starts off in ranged combat with the damage of a time bolter. Can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support. Can build turrets and repair. But it's pretty slow. Up against Hive Minion with a Chaos Sorcerer. Offensive and destructive hero. Powerful battlefield manipulation. And a pretty fancy hat. This is mapped by London Duncan, I think. Really old map maker. Back in like retail days. We have Heretics and CSM for both players here. I think Chaos Sorcerer is seen as a pretty weak hero these days in 1v1s. But it's all Tzeentch's plan. He's feigning being underpowered, I think. Plague Champion grabs that central VP of these contested line of them on this map. It's a bit like Civil Frontier. Heretic on Heretic Violence, nope. CSM in retreat path and not even gonna bother elbowing those guys a bit. Plague Champion, I don't think you're actually benefiting from that cover, buddy. There we go. Move back a bit. Some Tzeentchian worship and some Nurgle worship. Nobody wants to engage fully though. I want to see some Raptors. And some Chosen Plague Marines maybe in tier 2. Here's an aspiring champion quite early from BBBOS. First power purchase. Don't see any of the sort for Hive Minion though. Gonna sneak up there. That guy can now spot the sneakiness, the aspiring champion. Maybe he should teach the Chaos Space Marines how to look at things. Early power bash on the node. Gonna see a Doom Bolts aiming for those Heretics, I imagine. There it is. Pretty effective. Means that his own Heretics can easily win that fight. And now they're in on the Plague Champion. And in on the CSM here with some more Heretics. Good engagement for Hive Minion. Got some Noise Marines now. With their Sonic Blasters to really mess up any Heretics that get close. And shut down the CSM's weapons as well. Plague Champion, you can just kind of tie him up in melee with your Heretics. Oh, having said that, now has Black Grenades. Had their cost slightly increased in 292. Eternal War for the CSM. Going to get a decap on the power. And the Noise Marines are going for some generators to shake apart. Going to get at least one, I think. Well, that one wasn't even fully purchased. Can they finish off this one? Looks like they can. It's a pretty effective bash. And gets away okay. Where's that Doombolts? Oh, sticks around to shoot a bit more. Okay. Where's Hive Minion CSM? Oh, they just finished that cap. Heretics versus Heretics and CSM there. Here comes the aspiring champion. Doom blast each other. Grenade goes in. Hits everything, including their own CSM. Cacophony knocking over their own sorcerer there. Did not see the Doom bolts on the Heretics. Meanwhile, these guys, 3 hit points, 2 hit points, 1. Oh, they survive. The damage over time from the Plague Champion's bolter wore off, I think. But I thought the Heretics would have enough with their ranged weapons. I guess not. It's not a good fight for the Plague Champion. Good special. Now fight some Heretics. Still no Doom bolts. 393 to 461. Triple cap for Hive Minion. Gets knocked over. And gets away, I think. Yes. Oh, it's a good grenade. If those guys didn't retreat, they would have been melted. It's cover v cover firefight now. These guys should maybe force melee combat on these fellas since they have more hit points, but it's whittling down now. Maybe even in on the Plague Champion. They do drop a model though, look at that. Still that triple cap. BBBOS not getting another unit up has really hurt them here. That early Doom Bolts was amazing too. And now they're on the power again, Hive Minion. A Noise Marine of their own for BBBOS. Was expecting Raptors, hoping for Raptors. I love seeing me jump troops go in there and smack things up. Got no sign of them. Maybe even a melee Plague Champion. But we didn't see that either. Did see a couple of good Black Grenade throws up. Noise Marines of BBBOS going to the northeast. Or maybe the east to try and get that power. Doom Bolts and the Black Grenade. Going on the same spot there as the Heretics converge. Oh, GG from BBBOS. It's going to be a 2-1 now for Hive Minion. After dropping the first game, they've come back pretty strong and they're on the verge of going through if they win the next one. Those guys are trying to grab that. These Noise Marines were on the way to the power, I suppose. But they have it, guys. I'll see you in Game 4. Hey people, Intrude here, back with Game 4 of this Elite League Round 1 matchup. We're on Judgement of Carrion, and this Space Hulk is overrun by Tyranids, and they're not getting along. BBBOS with a Lictor Alpha here, a melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt some powerful offense, and a bit of support. Hive Minion rocking a Hive Tyrant. Very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse. I shall call you Alfonso. Get double termagants for everyone. Oh, I was hoping we'd see a mass of Hormagaunts from one of the players. What do you do in this mirror? I guess BBBOS maybe like triple termagants into Raveners or something. Keep that Hive Tyrant controlled and then shoot him down. This is not going to be good for these Hormagaunts. There's a special and it's going to start tearing through them. I always forget how much melee damage the Lictor Alpha starts with. For some reason I think it's 63 DPS, but that sounds like a lot. Hive Minion, maybe you get... We need Warrior Brood up to spot the Lictor Alpha. Maybe you give them a Barb Strangler or something. Suppress some stuff, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure why those Hormagaunts stayed over there. Just dropped 4 models and did a bit of damage. Meanwhile, we have a 2-to-1 cap for BBBOS. And these guys decapping. Well done. I think the Hormagaunts grabbed that and then ran away because they saw the Hive Tyrant. And you would, wouldn't you? I mean, look at him. I'm going to try and... Nope. Thought he was going to try and go around there. He can't make his mind up. There he goes. He's going to try and lumber his way around to get in behind the double termagants, I think. Meanwhile, Lictor Alpha is staring intently at this. Are you really going to try and bash that? No, you're not. I guess it wasn't noted when they went over there. 2 to 1 cap. The big old chase around this little gantry. Hive Tyrant is going to catch them and might be able to provide some synapse to these Hormagaunts here, so they can win this fight. Oh, I don't think it's close enough. Looks like they've won that fight though. How did they win that fight so easily? They weren't even being shot at that much. Oh, wipes out those Hormagaunts actually. Lictor Alpha just used a Flesh Hook out of frustration, gets a special attack now, blows things up. And levels the 2. Did get some killing done, but needs to be careful. And there's the Warrior Brood from Hive Mini, and these guys are a detector unit and pretty good in melee combat. Might keep them that way for some knockback and stuff. Big fan of the Barb Strangler myself. Oh, we see some Raveners from BBBOS. So no third Termagant Brood. But maybe double Raveners then to shoot this guy down. Or Raveners into some Warrior Brood of your own. Maybe we'll see the feeder tendrils then from Lictor Alpha to fight the Warrior Brood with some power melee and increase this guy's sustainability with their self-heal. There he goes. It always looks pretty menacing when he lifts up his front talons like that on that melee charge. Oh, Rending Talons coming in for the Hive Tyrant. Gonna go down though. But a bit too cocky there, old Alfonso. Does a seismic roar and dies. And that's going to be, of course, 250 rec to repurchase. Going to be a big deal, and Hormagaunts getting whacked. BBBOS turns it around. The next purchase, I think, is vital for the Lictor Alpha. There's a Borrow Strike, but those guys were already retreating. Do they all have toxin sacks and things? They do. Warrior Brood are not even in that fight. They are bashing power. Or at least trying to. Termagants, yep, are going to turn and try and stop that. I think if they just stick on this node, they can just finish the bash because of the damage resist you get when you're in melee from ranged attacks. But we'll see. There's no point trying to go after them, is there? They're just going to cripple you. Oh, but they're trying. And they get a leap, but then they get crippled. I think they should have just stayed on the power. Lictor Alpha now Flesh Hook them. Maybe? Oh no, this goes in. Hive Minion is back to the mid, and there's more Raveners for BBBOS. That's going to be a rough time for the Hive Tyrant. Chaining the cripple and then shots up by double Ravener Broods. There's a Seismic Roar. Yeah, 1050 hit points doesn't last too long when there's 4 squads shooting at you, and this is only 3 of them. The other Raveners are on the other side. Pretty painful. Pretty painful. Generally considered the strongest Tyrannid hero in 1v1s. And I guess 3v3s as well. He's a big fella. More Hormagaunts for Hive Mini, and I think he really needs another melee squad out, doesn't he? To give these Termagants something else to think about in terms of using their Crypt Poison. Does put him behind a little bit in the search for tier 2 maybe. Oh, Lictor Alpha's got a weapon. He's got a Toxin Miasma. Does damage over time and debuffs you. He's gone all sneaky like. Power bash now for BBBOS. And some capping. It's going to be a triple here. It's going to be a triple. Hive Mini needs to have a good fight, I feel like. But how? Lictor Alpha coming in from the rear. Turns to engage. Does the Warrior Brood. He's out of there. Doesn't even want to fight him. Look at the range damage pouring in. Brood Nest goes up. Global ability of the Hive Tyrant to try and stay in this fight. And BBBOS spots it. Tries to take it out of the fight by moving away. And the Hive Tyrant just taking so much damage from the double Raveners there. Has to back away. Lost the indicator for him. But you can see his health on the roster. Down the bottom right. 481 to 335. Double cap now for BBBOS. Center is turning red again thanks to those Hormagaunts. And it's tier 2 for Hive Minion first. I think yeah, it needs a bit more power. Does BBB. OS. That name takes so long to say. What does it mean? No charge. I guess you can still get crippled in your charge, can't you? Level 3 Lictor. I haven't really noticed him killing that much stuff, but I guess he has. Now they're bashing up the Brood Nest and maybe the Gen, and this is a busted up power node too. They could decap. Double here for BBBOS. Goes tier 2. Hive Minion needs a Turret Guard or something. Don't think you want to risk a Zone Throat with a Lictor Alpha around. I mean, maybe. If you're disciplined and keep your warriors to detect the sneaky Lictor. Hive Tyrant's going to get crippled. There it is. And look at the damage. Are you serious? How much DPS did Ravenous do? I think it's like 18 per model or something, which is pretty high. It's more than like a Tactical Marine. At one point it was like 22 DPS per model. That's when they had to pay for the upgrade, of course. It might even be lowered at 18 these days, I'm not sure. Getting into melee now on some retreating Termagants. Don't really have the power. Oh, haven't you just purchased something? Oh, just spawned a Turret Guard at base. That's going to change things. You can't cripple this guy. And he's going to shrug off this piercing DPS quite well. Turret Guard also, though, for BBBOS. There's a big old Burrow Strike. That was pretty well aimed. Turret Guard is now in play and messing up some Termagants. Wow. Killed like 6 with an attack there, it looked like. Termagants gets away barely. Might have been on 1 hit point there when they actually got away. Capillary Tower pops up for BBBOS. Not sure why. To help them escape, maybe. It's going to go down immediately. Maybe it's just there to distract the Hive Tyrant. Turret Guard is going to hit the field soon. Lictor Alpha just being sneaky guarding this VP. Not sure he can guard it against the Turret Guard though. And a Venom Brood for BBBOS. Called in, I imagine. Hormagaunts giving chase briefly. These guys now have a grenade. There's an attempt, and it's beautifully done by BBBOS. Takes out the Hormagaunts. Give these guys a medal. Give them some power armor or something. Hive Minion appreciates a good grenade. The Warriors will spot them, but they might not be around. Are you fellas going to go for the VP? No, they want the wreck point. 498 to 427 very early on. A solid start from BBBOS with that beautiful grenade. Can they keep the momentum up though? Gonna see this guy crippled, are we? There we go. And Lictor goes after him. Gets one hit in and backs away. Maybe thought they were going to get a shotgun blast or something. Did we see pheromone? Nope. I thought maybe they were backing away to throw their pheromone out. 486 to 427. Tactical Marines behind some pipes. Again, Lictor Apple doesn't have the energy to flesh hook, but can get in on the scouts. They're trying to fake out a grenade throw, maybe these guys. There it is. It's going to be dodged, and Warriors got in on the Marines. Can they kill one? For BBBOS, that's pretty ballsy. There's some Kraken bolts for the Warrior Brood. Why would you not get Assault Marines up? What is the thinking here? Give me a Razorback, is that the thinking? Flesh Hook, oh, he's got Battle Cry active. I was going to say, why were we not knocked over? Artificer Armor is also in play. Why is this guy debuffed by something? Original plans are up. Not sure why this red circle is happening over here. Gonna get a forward cap on that wreck point, or at least try to. Here's the triple termagants. Tactical Marines do get a decap before they're gonna be forced into cover. Taking so much damage. This one model's not in cover yet. Triple also for the Force Commander. Warrior Brood with a crazy leap in. Knocked over the entire scout squad. Shotgun blast though, and Tactical Marines are not moving. Warrior Brood's going to get on them, or maybe not. They do get the retreat in time. Force Commander's found some termagants to smack. Gets a good special. Lictor Alpha doesn't even help. It is a Razorback for BBBOS. And Hive Minion is floating a bit. There's the tier 2. But this could be awkward for Hive Minion. They're going to be facing a Razorback for at least a little while without any kind of anti-vehicle to threaten it. BBBOS could just go drive straight towards this power and shoot it up. Don't see a flamer though. Flesh Hook. Oh, it killed something. Well done. This guy's being all sneaky, trying to get a grenade in, maybe? Or just get super close for shotguns. Look at that. You guys are dead. Oh, maybe not. They are being tied up. Oh, there's a karate kick to take out those fellas, and they get it done. How did they kill that one? Was that a shotgun that went in there? Here's that Razorback support vehicle for Space Marines. That's it to reinforce in the field and also transport things. Looks like they are going straight for the power, and it is a flamer on the way. And some more tactical Marines here. 414 to 392. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of stuff for Hive Mini to deal with and drop those termagants. Zone Thrope on the way. I was expecting Venom Brood. Does have an anti-vehicle attack, but I don't think it's going to be enough by itself. There's that flamer now. Might get a full power bash here. Don't really have a way to stop it. Look how quick that bash is with this flamer. Lictarafa getting some decapping done. More tactical Marines in support now. BBB OS has really been on it with regards to these decapping this stuff all the time. It's a nice grenade. Wiped out, wiped out. We do have adrenal glands for the warriors. So they do have a heavy melee weapon. Or weapons, I guess they have 2 claws. So it might be enough. Especially if they can get on rear armor. Flamer doing some work. Tactical Marines with a sergeant happy to engage alongside their force commander. Not using battle cry, but no matter, they were dealt with. Zone Thrope, I assume got a... I don't think it did get a focus warp blast on. Maybe they did. Now Tax are capping with their faster capping shenanigans. Force commander almost level 2. He's almost murdered enough termagants. 383 to 377. It's gonna be a 2-to-1 cap, or maybe not. Can Elixir cap under this fire? Scout's getting out too. Yeah, I don't think he wants to risk getting grenaded right at the end or something. So just backs off. Might be a triple here for BBB OS. Starting strong. And excellent timing going tier 2 for the Razorback. It was a very quick tier 1. Couldn't have been more than 7 minutes. It's usually like Orcs and Imperial Guard getting tier 2 that quick. Tyrant Guard on the way. Force Commander getting a Sacred Standard. We do have some Stern Guard veterans. Hellfire rounds switching there to Kraken bolts to fight the heavy infantry of the Warrior Brood. Razorback support. Maybe they'll, yeah, just fight it out with the Razorback support. And of course, shotguns help. Just being shut down quite easily here, the Tyranid army. Those grenade kills have really added up here. Force Commander's level 2. There's that Sacred Standard. Constant damage buff around him. And a pretty decent radius too. You don't really have to worry too much about his position. It's not like, hey, am I going to buff my Assault Marines or am I going to buff my backline? You can generally just buff everything in an engagement. Really strong accessory. Grenade. Okay, one of them misses. They're not all perfect. Oh, look at that. Zone Thrope almost finished off the Razorback there. Trying to block it with a capillary tower. Turret Guard trying to get in. Trying to get his meaty claws on it, but it is going to get away. Ripper Swarm spawned. Oh, right there. Trying to mess up the speed of the Razorback with their attacks, but they couldn't get on it. Power Fist now for the Force Commander. 85 DPS, heavy melee with flesh over steel. I don't think it works on the Tyrant Guard though. Oh, Razorback taken out. Did not move that thing off. Double cap here for BBB OS though. Is that a turning point for Hive Minion? Almost took out the Force Commander. Almost. Vengeance rounds being used. Which is what you want to use against super heavy infantry or vehicles. Which is a Tyrant Guard. Just munching through them. Tyrant Guards are so cool. Warrior Brood do not drop a model either. Good passage of play for Hive Minion. Can they take out the scouts? They can. Look at this. All of a sudden, BBB OS down to 2 units. Gets tier 3 going though. Another Tyrant Guard for Hive Minion. Do they have the red for... They do have the red for Terminators. Need to save up some other stuff, of course. And can Hive Minion get out and cap things quickly enough? That drop pod is still up in the mid. And he is sticking with the second turret guard here. I was thinking maybe he'd see all those losses and say, hey, let's go tier 3 or something. I think the zone throw... Did it just use Symbiosis or something? Or is that a tier 3 thing? I think that's maybe a tier 3 only thing. That's a good shot on his Marines. Turret guard takes a model. Thing has been awesome so far. Hasn't really fought it very well. No plasma gun. Does have the stern guard. And as we saw, the power fist alone is not going to be enough. But look at this. Assault Terminators with their Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields. And huge amounts of hit points. Just obscene amounts. There was a time back in retail when these guys could level up and get to crazy amounts of hit points. Taking quite a lot of damage here, but there's Force Commander support, giving them that Sacred Standard buff, now fighting 2 turret guards though. Taking a hell of a lot of damage here. Hits Alpha just watching. 326 to 206, here we go. Now moves in. Might be able to take out that Force Commander though. Yeah, it's going to go down. Not even Assault Terminators can save you from the turret guards. They might get one, they do get one, with help from some Stern Guard veterans. Maybe they'll get them both, but they might drop a model as well. There's the shield wall, but it's not going to be enough. I guess the charge has already been used. 309 to 206. GG, says Hive Minion. They cannot deal with these Assault Terminators. Wow, was not expecting a concede at this point. Gene Stealers were on the way. That turret guard was done for, but I feel like Hive Minion had time there to try and get back into it. But there you have it. BBBOS wins the series 3-2 and advances to the quarterfinals. What level did you get at the end there for Force Commander? Got level 2, level 2 Lictor. Yeah, I feel like they could have fought on a bit. But it is some Assault Terminators and it's a bunch of dead turret guards. Did they take one out? They did take one out as well. I think that was an early concede. A little bit of an early concede there. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Urgency?